What's good, Combat Sports fans? It's your boy Bando back at it with a fresh episode of Combat and Kick It. We back with this episode because UFC 307 was this past weekend. Really lackluster card. Nothing crazy special happened on it, but I do have to review and talk about the moments that we did have that were special. But I'm going to go through the full card because I had a full card breakdown that I never got to post. So I'm just going to do a full card review. So buckle up. Let's get to the review. Let's go. So based off of the first fight of the night, I had a feeling like, okay, we're about to have a decent night of fights. First round finish, Court McGee finishes Tim Means. Didn't expect that. I expected that to be like a decent veteran little brawl that would go 3 rounds. I didn't expect that to be a first round finish. So Court McGee went in there, did his thing, got a submission. These are 2 older veterans. So, you know, when you talk about what's next for them, you know, obviously you're not pushing them to no ranked guys, no title shots, nothing crazy like that. But, you know, they're there to put on exciting fights. But good win by Court McGee to start off the card. Then you move on to Carla Esparza and Tisha Pennington. That one kind of bothered me. I thought Carla Esparza did enough in terms of control time, wrestling, and stuff like that. The way that they score these fights don't make sense because if you're scoring the fight for Tisha Pennington, that means you are scoring it based off of damage, which is a most normal way to score a fight, right? But a lot of times they score fights based off of control. I would have thought that Carla Esparza was winning on the control standpoint, but Tisha Pennington ended up getting the win, so she secured a decision victory. It wasn't a great fight, wasn't a bad fight. Carla Esparza retired, and I'm sorry to say why. Look, I understand. Big UFC star, not even, just a UFC fighter, right? A UFC pro, a pro MMA fighter in the UFC is retiring. If this was a guy with the same credentials as Carla Esparza, there would not be no send-off like that. They gave her a fantastic send-off, and granted, she's a 2-time champion, so I mean that's holding some weight. So that is a good thing to ride off into the sunset with, but announcing a retirement, having a retirement package, that kind of caught me off guard because, you know, Carla Esparza hasn't really been somebody who is discussed that much. Nothing against Carla Esparza. She's a very talented woman. There's nothing against her, but in reality, like the send-off just strange. I feel like we've gotten other guys retiring and we didn't get big send-offs like that. Either way, she retired. I think would have been better if she would have retired and got that win because I truthfully feel like she did deserve that win, but she lost. She retired, got a retirement package, and now she's on her own thing, whatever she's going to be doing. So fighting ain't it no more. Sometimes it just ain't it for everybody. You can't do it forever. She's been doing it for a minute if you really think about it. She was the Ultimate Fighter winner, and then, you know, that was back in what, 2013? Maybe 13. Maybe I might be wrong on that. I don't know. Maybe earlier than that. Might even been earlier than that. But yeah, it was kind of all downhill once she ran into Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Joanna champion. That was back when Joanna was a savage. A lot of you guys aren't hip to Joanna in the beginning of her career when she was an absolute savage. No, oh man, don't even get me started. Moving on to the next fight. Ryan Spann defeats Ovince St. Preux via submission. I wasn't expecting that. I had Ryan Spann winning by knockout. I thought the power was definitely going to get to Ovince St. Preux. I feel like Ovince St. Preux has been in there for a while, and he's always been OSP, right? You know, the Von Flue choke's cool. He gets him here and there, but he's always going to be OSP. And he's got pretty much over the hills. Let's be real. He's pretty much over the hills, and you've been seeing the way that Ryan Spann performed in the last wins that he's had. I'm not going to talk about the loss. I'm going to talk about the last wins. He performed very well in a lot of his wins. That quick knockout over Dominic Reyes. That was a huge knockout to get. But Ryan Spann is a good light heavyweight, and you can see he's evolving a little bit. He's continuing to evolve a little bit. He was winning on a striking matchup, and he ended up getting the submission. The guillotine is his thing, man. He's got a good guillotine. That's his thing. So if he gets you in the guillotine, might be a problem. Might be a problem. But good win by Ryan Spann on that one. Moving on, you got Cesar Almeida defeating Ihor Potieria, and let me tell you, that judge during that freaking fight sucked. Trash, garbage, rubbish, absolute cheeks, brother. You gotta go. Okay, first off, starts off, Ihor Potieria gets poked in the eye. Ref doesn't stop it. Clear as day, poked in the eye. Ref doesn't stop it. Okay. He gets kicked in the nuts. Right after. Literally right after this whole thing. Gets kicked in the nuts. So now the ref steps in, stops the fight. So now Ihor Potieria is trying to recover from a eye poke and a nut shot. Neither are easy to recover from, and now he's pissed, right? He's pissed because why didn't you stop it from the first eye poke? I could have been recovering, whatever the case may be, right? He's pissed. Then they get out again, and he gets poked in the eye again. 2 times poked in the eye, and it looked clear as day. Like Cesar Almeida was keeping his hands open when the ref was like, oh, close your hands. Wow. You really told him, soft-ass ref. No disrespect, but all disrespect. All due disrespect with no disrespect. I'm disrespecting. Fuck you. No, that was bad because I'm not going to say it costed Ihor Potieria the fight, but he would have had a better chance if there was just a little bit better officiating. There was a lot of times where Ihor Potieria had control and the ref separated him. And I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you separating him? There was a lot of times where Ihor Potieria could have, just got something going. And that ref, it's the reason why he didn't. So simple as that. But Cesar Almeida got the win. He was a big favorite going into the fight. I expected more from him. I expected more in that fight. And it just was not. It was a very strange fight, to be honest with you. Alexander Hernandez. Did you really win, though? Alexander Hernandez got the win over Austin Hubbard. Right? 29-28, 29-28, and then a 30-27, which is just out of pocket. I don't know where the 30-27 was coming from. I thought Austin Hubbard was landing the heavier shots, especially early. Or actually, it seemed like Alexander Hernandez was doing decent early, and then Austin Hubbard started finding the shots in 2 and 3, and he definitely put it on him. And it was a good fight. It was action-packed. It was back and forth. It was a close fight, but I definitely think it was a close fight that should have went to Austin Hubbard. But Alexander Hernandez got the win. Good for him. Yasmin Lucindo versus Marina Rodriguez. Decent fight. There was a couple moments where there was, just slow moments in that fight. Kind of slow moments. But Lucinda, she was the favorite. She came out with the win. Moving on to Joaquin Buckley defeating Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. This was interesting. Buckley came out immediately. Went for the ground. I knew he was going to be shooting. I knew he was going to take him down, but he picked Wonderboy up, slammed him. He got Wonderboy down 4 times, but Wonderboy was picking him apart on the feet anytime that Joaquin Buckley decided that he wanted to stand in there and try to trade with him. You can't get in a striking battle with Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, because if you do, every single time you're going to lose. You cannot strike with a guy like that. He knows what you're going to do. He keeps you at a distance to where you can't land anything, and he will point fight you all day. And it seemed like that fight was leading to a Wonderboy win until the explosive KO by Buckley. And in my opinion, it's a good win. It's a fantastic win, getting a win over somebody like Wonderboy. But let's remember, Wonderboy is in his 40s. He is totally on the back end of his career. It's a dope knockout, but let's see him do that to somebody like Jack Della Maddalena, somebody that's at the top of the division, who's young, who's pushing it. I'm not sold on Buckley yet. I think he's talented, he's explosive. Still not sold on him yet. But it was a good win. He did well because he stayed in the fight. He was losing the striking, but he stayed in the fight, got the takedowns when he needed to secure the takedowns, knockout, and came in like Mike Tyson at the end. So that was a good knockout. But either way, he got the win. Very important for him to get the win because he's trying to climb up in the ranks and show people that he's something. Like I said, I'm not fully sold on him yet, but we're going to keep seeing. I know we're going to see more from Buckley. So, and everybody expected this. Kayla Harrison beating Ketlen Vieira in a very lackluster, unimpressive fight on both ends, right? Ketlen Vieira looked like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know how to break that one down for Ketlen Vieira. But Kayla Harrison, she did okay. She's just got some points where she still needs work, right? She definitely needs work in the striking. Not that she's a bad striker, but she overthrows her shots. You know, she definitely lunges forward on a lot of shots. And against somebody that can strike, she might get pinged up. But there's really nobody in that division who is known to be a fancy, amazing striker. You watch Juliana Pena, and she still throws like she is a child throwing a temper tantrum. Like, you know, I don't know. Raquel Pennington's got decent hands, but not all that. I think Kayla Harrison can control this entire division as long as she gets the fight to the ground. You saw when she got the fight to the ground in the end, she really started putting it on. That you could just see that's her strong suit. If she can get the fight to the ground, it's not a problem. But when it comes to stand up, she's got a couple things that she needs to polish up. And once she does, I think I don't even think she needs to polish them up to beat Juliana Pena, but she did her thing. She got the win. She's here to stay. She's trying to make statements. You know, she didn't get a amazing one or anything like that, but it was like a guaranteed title shot anyways. You know, everybody was riding with the hype of Kayla Harrison. She's a big name. The division's freaking dead. So hopefully somebody can make something pop. And boom, there was the person that made something pop. Honestly, if we're talking about that division though, especially that division, you know, I always hype up Irene Aldana, but she didn't have the best performance at the Sphere. But Norma Dumont had a really solid performance. So that's somebody in the division you got to watch out for, but not a good matchup. Like, Kayla Harrison's a bad matchup for her because Kayla Harrison would take her down and that'd be a wrap. You know what I'm saying? That would be it. You want to get somebody in there that can strike. There's not going to be a girl that can strike the way she did against Irene Aldana. You know, Juliana Pena ain't got it like that. Raquel Pennington ain't got it like that. Maybe somebody on a come up, one of these girls on a come up, but time will only tell for that. So now we got Roman Dolidze, Kevin Holland. Fight ended in a way that we didn't want it to end. Obviously, you don't want to see it end in an injury. You want to get a full fight. Looked like Roman Dolidze was on the move to gaining the momentum in the fight and kind of taking over. You know, got the fight to the ground. I knew he was going to wrestle in this fight. I knew he wasn't going to want to stand up with Kevin. Kevin was a lot faster, a lot quicker with the hands. He was landing good shots, but I knew Roman wasn't going to want to stay there for a long time, knowing that Kevin really doesn't do much off his back. For a man who is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, he doesn't do much off his back. Speaking of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belts, they just give him out. Roman Dolidze got a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and he didn't even get a submission win. He didn't even get, like, a finish. You know what I'm saying? Like, Kevin got injured. I don't know about the whole system. I'm sure in certain places it is a lot different and a lot harder to get the belt. I feel like when it comes to these guys, when they fight and stuff like that, they get that black belt because, you know, oh, congratulations, you got the win. Look, I'm going to reward you with your black belt. Remember when Tyron Woodley got rewarded his black belt? Not mad at it. He just submitted somebody with a Darce choke. You know what I mean? Like, you get a submission. You've put on submissions before. You're hard to take down. You're good on the ground in certain situations. It's understandable, but I don't know. Roman Dolidze just got blessed with that one. Come here real quick. Hey, come closer. Come closer. Fuck you, Mario Batista. Fuck Mario Batista. Straight up and down, ain't no way around the bullshit, and I'm not even cutting that one out. I want it to be heard. Fuck Mario Batista. You crotch sniffing, shoot for the hole, dump. Man, what the fuck? You were sitting in the press conference talking about war. You're going to bring this animal, this pit bull, this dog. You're going to... Trash. Garbage. 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 He was winning the exchanges in the first round. Not like major, but was winning the exchanges in the first round. Once Jose started opening up, finding the range and letting go, he was landing the much more explosive and damaging shots every single time he would land, right? Jose landed a couple leg kicks, but abandoned the leg kick. Pissed me off, but his legs are probably shot through the years of throwing them leg kicks. But abandoned the leg kicks. He was landing the better shots on the feet. And every time he would land a shot and the exchange would happen, Mario Batista would shoot. Jose's got like a 97% takedown defense. He's been taken down like 4 times in his entire career. Like, stop it. Stop trying to shoot on Jose because you're just going to sit and hold him up against the cage. And people are like, oh, well, why didn't he get off the cage? I don't know what fight you guys were watching, but he did get off the cage. To land a couple more shots for Mario to put his nose like a magnet to his crotch and right up against the cage. Let me stand here. Let me just stand here and hold. I'm going to throw a couple little knees on the inside like it's damaging. That is garbage, bro. You're going in there against a legend, and that's how you fight a legend? Merab's got an excuse. Merab is a well-known crotch sniffer. He is well known for shooting. He will shoot 675 times to get 5 takedowns, right? We know about Merab. But Mario Batista was supposed to be that stand-up savage with a chin, and you bottled it, brother. You were shooting for the legs and couldn't get a takedown, but you stayed there. Stayed there the whole time. Just the knee and the leg. Ya bum. Look, he'd kick my ass. No fucking doubt about it, right? No doubt about it. But you're still a bum. And I'm going to say, you's a bum. And also, you guys already know I'm a Jose fan. I've been rocking with Jose all this was day one. Well, the day one that I found out about him, right? It was a little bit after his WEC run. But I've been rocking with Jose as long as I can remember. Always been one of my favorites. So to see somebody go in there and fight a legend like that, at least put the work to him. Test his ego. Do something. Give him a challenge. Go in there like Max Holloway did. Go in there like Petr Yan did. You know, go in there with intention to win, intention to finish, not intention to hold. Garbage win and crappy decision, in my opinion. Because if you're counting this as control time, let's really discuss this for 2 seconds. Is holding a man's waist up against the cage really considered control time if you ain't doing shit but kneeing him in the leg? What control time? What are you controlling? You're just holding. You're stalling. That's all you're doing is stalling. We need to start getting some sort of penalty for the stalling. Either slowing down the clock, stopping the clock, getting some sort of card system, something for the stalling. Because it is boof when you watch these guys do this and just hold it up against the cage because they cannot win the striking battle. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. Fuck Mario Batista. This co-main event, let's talk about this. Juliana Pena got her belt back against Raquel Pennington. After watching the fight back, I had Raquel winning. But seems like I wasn't the judge, you know. I'm not the judge. I wasn't there. The judges there don't know what they were watching in many of the fights, but they scored that fight for Juliana Pena. You want to know what I truthfully believe? That is what the UFC wants. That is what Dana White wants. That is what they need for promotion status. That's what they need. Raquel Pennington's she's not selling a lot, right? She's not a bad talent. She's talented. She's still skilled, right? She's still going to be working in there. She's going to fight some top competition. But she's not a draw. She's not a draw. Truth be told, neither is Juliana, but Juliana will talk crap. She'll talk, she'll, you know, actually sell a fight. You know what I mean? She'll sell a fight. And I don't get it, right? Because I don't think she's that good. But she'll sell a fight, right? Unless it's against Kayla Harrison. First off, Kayla was cooking her at that press conference, the pre-fight press conference. She was cooking her up there. Juliana's fight was unimpressive. Kayla's wasn't very impressive, but if you put up performance next to performance, you would say like MMA math, Kayla Harrison would have beat Juliana Pena on that night type of thing, you know? She got knocked down twice in that fight by Raquel Pennington. She ended up getting gifted the win. The UFC sitting there probably telling Joe Rogan in the earpiece, like, hey, ask her about Kayla Harrison. Mention Kayla Harrison. Say something about Kayla Harrison. And then they pan the camera to Kayla Harrison backstage watching the fight. And Juliana Pena proceeds to call out Amanda Nunes. It makes my head hurt sometimes. Juliana, I'm not sure if you know this, but the Lioness has retired. She's no longer fighting. She's not in the UFC no more. So, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Why? Why? Why are you calling her out? Oh, it's 1-1. Look, listen. Good job on the first victory. Fantastic. Why don't you just hold that one and just forget about it? You know what I'm saying? Because that second one, was 5 rounds to none. You just getting whooped up. If you're trying to prove that the first fight was not a fluke, you can't have a second fight like that and expect a third fight. So, simple as that. You're calling out Amanda Nunes trying to get her out of retirement. It's going to take a lot more than you to get her out of retirement. Possibly Kayla Harrison, and I still don't think it. Amanda Nunes has made enough money in the game. She cemented her legacy. 2-division champion. She had some fantastic knockouts. Some of the best fights against, Chris Cyborg when she knocked her out. One of the best knockouts, not best fights, best knockouts against Chris Cyborg. So Amanda Nunes, she's not coming back. And she's definitely not coming back to fight Juliana again. For what? You know what I mean? What for what? If you're Amanda Nunes, I'm sitting back like, what? Why? Why would I come back to fight you? 5 rounds. You got smoked. But congratulations to Juliana Pena. She champion again. And ain't nothing you can do about it. Let's see if her and Kayla Harrison is the next fight. And let's see if she could take out Kayla Harrison. Because that's a huge statement to make if she wants to, start making some statements in that division and really hold to her being a champion and not just a one and done every single time she gets it. So, moving on to this main event. Holy shit. Holy shit. Khalil Roundtree got everybody's respect. Simple as that. There's not a person that didn't gain respect for Khalil Roundtree on that night. Khalil Roundtree, dude, hats off to you. Legitimately, hats off to you. Dude went in there for war. Simple as that. He went in there for war. He went in there to put on a show. He went in there to make a statement, and he tried. You know what I mean? He really did try. You saw him land some good shots. He was throwing some good. He threw that good head kick. He wasn't throwing a lot of kicks at first. I was surprised by that. He wasn't throwing a lot of kicks at first, but I figured that was all part of the game plan. Maybe go through 3 and then, middle of 3 start throwing some kicks and stuff. But middle of 3 to the end, that's when Alex started taking over. It was Khalil's fight. I guess Khalil was basically outpointing him. He wasn't landing crazy. He was just throwing more, and he was catching Alex at the end with that tail end that either whether he would come over with the right hand or come over with the left hand to end it with. He was, clipping Alex a couple times. But once Alex figured it out, Alex saw what he was throwing, saw how he was throwing it, figured out the timing, got the range. Man, Alex started unleashing. Haven't seen Alex Pereira fight like that yet. Not in the UFC. That was Khalil Roundtree's best performance. It's crazy. He lost, but that was his best performance. I really believe that he is going to smoke a lot of light heavyweights in that division. Or obviously that division. But a lot of light heavyweights. Ranked, not ranked. He's going to smoke a lot of them. Just mark my words on that one. But with Alex, man, I just never seen him get into that flowing state. And he was making Khalil miss, coming back in with a shot, making him miss, coming back in with 1-2. I mean, just throwing beautiful combinations, powerful combinations. And when he finished Khalil with the body shots, I knew as soon as he landed the first body shot, I'm like, there's no way. And Khalil buckled down. Khalil's a very, very tough dude. But I think anybody who was up against the cage getting hit with body shots like that from Alex Pereira is going down. Especially when you started to fade. Khalil Roundtree started to fade. He had that, he started breathing out of his mouth a little bit. You saw him deeply breathing. He's not somebody who's known to have gone 5. I don't think he's gone 5 ever. I think this was his first time to go 5. And he didn't make it 5. I needed him to make it 5. Because if that TKO would have happened in 5, your boy would have won some money. Raquel Pennington lost me money. I'm not even mad at her. I'm mad at the judges on that one. But either way, it was a C- of a card. I mean, best moments. Think about, really like snap it back to thinking about the finishes. You had Court McGee, Ryan Spann, Joaquin Buckley. I'm not counting Roman Dolidze as a finish. So, Pereira Roundtree. Not many finishes. And, if you sit there, you talk about fight of the night, obviously was Pereira versus Roundtree. Performance of the night, Ryan Spann. Good right in the first round. Good performance. I mean, that's how bad this card was. You know what I mean? Like, not the disrespect with Ryan Spann or nothing like that, but there was really nothing exciting that happened. He didn't do nothing too crazy, but catch him with a couple good shots and get him locked up in a guillotine. So, there wasn't much to happen. It wasn't much to happen. I hope they come a little bit more aggressive on this next one. This is supposed to be a fantastic card. That's Max Holloway versus Ilia Topuria. I'm going to be having a preview, a breakdown, everything for that coming soon. Because you got Ilia versus Max. You have Rob versus Hamzat, which people have been excited for that fight for months because we were supposed to get this for a while now, and hopefully we get this. We need it. We want it. Makes sense. If it gets postponed again, just the older these guys get, the more it gets postponed, the older these guys get, the longer the training camps get, and it sucks to see it that way. But you got that. You got Volkov versus Gane. That'll be a great heavyweight matchup. Definitely a striking matchup. It's gonna be a good night. But that's later this month. It's later this month. I love when you get 2 pay-per-views a month. But guess what? One should be free. Just saying. And also, $80 to start a main card at 10 p.m. I know Dana White's catering to Las Vegas, his old Vegas vibes. I get it. But 10 p.m. and you're not getting to the main event until 12:30, 1 p.m. because all these fights are going to decision because they're board fests. That's sleep. Straight up, that's sleep. That is sleep medicine. Anyways, that's it for my rambling in this review. I hope you enjoyed. Doesn't seem like the views are going crazy right now, but got to keep putting out some reels. I got to get better on Instagram. So if you haven't followed me on Instagram, follow me at Combat N Kick It. Combat with an N Kick It. You know what I mean? I don't really use X. Not my vibe. I have X, but I don't really use it. So you could add me on there, but you're not going to get much. But we're going to be picking up more. I got to get a little bit more active, a little bit more into it with some of the news and stuff that goes on. A lot of quick news pops out, and I got to get more active with that. But I appreciate you guys for supporting the page for as long as you have. If you have been, I appreciate it for the people that subscribed. If you're a first-time viewer, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this, just like, comment, and subscribe. Share this with a friend. Watch the other videos. And that's that. I'll catch you on the next episode. Your boy Bando's out. Peace.